A clumsy transition. Released just 6 months after its television counterpart went off the air in May of 1994, this $35 million sci-fi action film took home $118 million under the leadership of perennial television director David Carson. When a deranged villain threatens to destroy an entire solar system to enter a mysterious energy ribbon, 2 famous Enterprise captains must unite across time to stop him. 3 members of the original series return for one more outing, most notably William Shatner as Captain Kirk, presumed dead after one of the best cold opens in the entire franchise. The 15-minute prologue not only serves as a passing of the figurative baton, but is also a genuinely thrilling sequence with great performances. But the rest of the PG-rated film focuses on the next generation group: Jonathan Frakes, Brent Spiner, LeVar Burton, Michael Dorn, Gates McFadden, Marina Sirtis, Whoopi Goldberg, and of course Patrick Stewart as Captain Jean-Luc Picard. As would be the standard for all 4 of their films together, it's Stewart and Spiner who received the lion's share of responsibility. Meanwhile, Malcolm McDowell muses as the murderous madman, quietly threatening Stewart with the best line in the picture: "Time is the fire in which we burn." There are several moments during Generations, like Stewart narrating his familiar captain's log, or view-screen negotiations with Klingons, that look and feel exactly like the TV show. Other aspects, however, namely the overtly dramatic lighting, make it seem decidedly different, but not necessarily worse. The thin story just isn't big enough to support the 118-minute runtime. Indeed, the entire plot thread involving Stewart and McDonnell trying to outsmart each other on some barren mountaintop is far too slow and boring, especially since this scene is intercut with the incredibly tense destruction of the Enterprise. The constant cross-cutting between the loud space battle and Picard's quiet rock throwing is downright obnoxious.
They have found a way to penetrate our shields.
Lock phasers and return fire. Take the helm! Get us out of orbit! Hull breach on decks 31 through 35. The warp! What do we know about that old Klingon ship? Any weaknesses?
It is a Class D-12 bird of prey. They were retired from service because of defective plasma coils.
Plasma coils? Is there any way we can use that to our advantage?
I do not see how.
It's also a bit silly that the fate of the entire Viridian star system would rest on the outcome of a single fistfight. Plus, why do we never once see the world Stewart's trying so hard to save? Just a few cutaways to the pre-industrial civilization reacting to the incoming shockwave would add a huge deal of depth and purpose to the picture. Instead, we just get a faceless population count, never referenced again. Once the story pivots inside the magical nexus, things become quite surreal, as the futuristic sci-fi narrative morphs into a fantasy-oriented parable. Of all the ways to bring these 2 captains together, extended aging, transporter accidents, time travel, mirror universes, cloning, this weird heaven-like environment, the physical manifestation of absolute happiness, seems particularly out of step with Star Trek's science-oriented style. Earlier in the film, Picard laments over the death of his nephew in an emotional scene, but save for a single 4th season episode of the TV show, where this relative is played by a different actor, we know nothing of their relationship. So instead of being a powerful moment, their Nexus reunion is just empty, as the audience has no way to recognize this small child. It's a dumb violation of the classic rule, show, don't tell. After finally experiencing everything they've ever wanted, both captains immediately charge back to reality without the slightest hint of second thoughts. There's a half-hearted attempt to play off their Nexit as an unwavering obligation to service and duty, but it feels unbelievable. I don't know about you, but if I had the opportunity to live for all of eternity in my ideal version of joy, I certainly wouldn't choose to brawl with Malcolm McDowell instead. Speaking of that climactic battle, we need to talk about Generation's most famous flaw, and one that unfortunately requires a spoiler alert. Shatner returned to this movie to give continuity to the series, and to provide closure for his character, which is why Kirk's death feels so horribly unearned. After getting his ass kicked in the aforementioned fistfight, he takes an awkward tumble down a mountain and is crushed by a metal bridge. It's much too small and stupid of an ending for such an iconic character. Structurally, there's 3 distinct stories here that don't really mesh together at all. But hey, at least this is the first movie in history to have its own website, which I'm guessing Paramount funded instead of investing in costumes, as the cast are literally wearing hand-me-downs from the Deep Space Nine actors. I mean, Burton is practically swimming in his oversized onesie. And really, what was the point of this haphazard uniform switch anyway, since they changed outfits again in the next movie? The result is an unnecessary distraction and yet another unforced error for the film. Visually, there's a lot to like about Generations. The Enterprise's crash sequence is a true centerpiece with impressive model work, and a lengthy scene in stellar cartography effectively uses computer-generated effects to illustrate complicated exposition, something I wish they had the budget to do in the TV show more often. And yet, the franchise continues to reuse footage from earlier films, like an exploding bird of prey. Dennis McCarthy's score has a driving, almost Olympic sound to it, which fits with the ethereal subject matter, but it pales in comparison to the work done in earlier films. TNG fans and those who enjoy seeing fictional crossovers will definitely have fun with this one. I know I certainly have, but it's just not nearly as excellent as it could have been. Star Trek Generations is a promising picture with exciting set pieces that disappoints due to its myriad of easily fixable mistakes. Let's get another opinion now from the YouTube comments. Describing it as underwhelming, unbalanced, but still entertaining, you gave Generations a 5 out of 10. I'll score it a 6 myself. That does it for this individual excerpt, but if you'd like to watch full episodes of Movie Night and submit your own reviews to be included on the show, please visit the Jogwheel YouTube channel. My name is Jonathan Paula, thanks for watching, and have a good movie night.